Welcome to the Cancer Goddess in episode 32 with Hemalayaa, who is the founder of Embody Costa Rica, and they offer all sorts of beautiful retreats for people to become more embodied. And this is again at the Berkshire Yoga Festival, and she's sharing her wisdom and her knowledge about how to heal on a very deep level. So I hope you enjoy.
Exhale out of the mouth. In this time and space, let's have some breaths of forgiveness for all the times that we might have declared or were told that we fucked up, that we weren't doing it right, that it is not enough, that we don't have what it takes, that we're not the ones. Take a deep breath in.
Hello, I'm at the wonderful, amazing Berkshire Yoga Retreat, and here we are. We're sponsored here at this booth at Yoga, Hiking, and Travel here, and I'm also with this amazing, wonderful yoga teacher. I'll have her introduce herself and what she does, please.
Hi, I'm Hemalayaa, and I teach embodiment for leadership. And we have a retreat center in Costa Rica called Embody Costa Rica.
¿Tú hablas español?
Sí, tú
Okay.
también, qué bueno.
Es perfecto. Es posible esta...
Todo este interview va a estar en...
Bilingüe. No, bilingüe, no. Me gusta I love your vibe. I love your sharing. You really speak to the healers. That's what I took away from your practice. So I want you to talk about that. Like, how do you teach the people that serve?
Yeah, it's really important. So we, healers, empaths, teachers, educators, those of us that are like giving a lot, we're teaching, we're putting ourselves out there. We ourselves need to clear our space, come back home to our center, and then come to our center even before teaching and before leading to open up our channel. So a lot of the rituals and teachings that I do is for us to get prepared for that, for us to cleanse from that, so we can keep coming back. One of the women in our last class was just talking about like how she takes on so much and now her body's changed, it's holding. And so that's a whole other thing. So us empaths, we need to learn how to cleanse, for us to not hold other people's stuff. Yes, we are taking on the role of supporting others, but we need to learn how to self-care, self-nourish, and self-cleanse in order to come back to greater service. Otherwise, our sustainability as a teacher is not going to be very long.
And we end up burning ourselves out and creating trauma in the body.
Yeah.
Because you're holding space, energetic space for so many. And everybody wants to dump, I mean, not everybody, but you know what I mean. Hi, little girl.
I mean, that's what we're doing too, right? Like when we are in a class, when we are in the work that we're leading, the people are there to expel, to release, to all of that. Yeah. The thing that we do naturally as healers and as empaths is we take it on. We just, we're sponges. We just like take it on naturally. It's part of our purpose. It's part of our dharma.
We have to put the boundaries up. Like, for instance, when I was going through my 4 cancers, my last one, I almost died. And I had to just take a break from what I call energy vampires. And you have to have that awareness, that intuition that comes through meditation and your practice to know who are those people in your life that suck your energy, because they need something so badly, but you're not their therapist, you're not their healer. I mean, you are their healer in some ways, but you can't be their everything. And so talk about how someone can protect themselves when they're working with other people or helping other people, family members, friends, all around. This is everybody, the empaths that we're talking about.
It's a tricky situation, because us as the healers and the holders and the leaders, our main purpose in that role is to be as open as possible so that we can emanate and allow in the most amount of light and healing for everybody. So I don't believe in protection so much or even boundaries. I actually believe more in cleansing and coming back into higher alignment again. Keep plugging on into the earth, especially because the earth itself and these practices that we do together are for us to allow the earth to do the work of the composting of it. And so those of us that are getting tired and burnt out, we're just not cleansing enough. And yes, there are some practices that you can do to like create a little bit of a boundary, but it's tricky, right? It's tricky because we want to be as open as possible in order for that light and the messages and the wisdom to come through the channel. So it is a little tricky. But I think what I've gotten most out of my own sustainability as a healer, now I've been teaching for 25 years, is to cleanse, to make sure I'm cleansing properly. And there is specific things that we must be doing.
Okay, tell us what
in
those are.
order.
Give us the lineup.
Yeah. So there's salt water. So salt water is one of the key pieces. Here's a simple exercise: is 1 lukewarm water of glass of water. Put a full tablespoon of sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. Either one of those.
Celtic salt?
Celtic salt is also good. Or Celtic, however you say it. A teaspoon, a full teaspoon. Let that dissolve. And before you get in the shower, take your hair up, if you have long hair, and pour that on the back of your neck. Ooh. Now, the back of your neck is a spiritual gate. It is a place where your main guide is probably delegating to the rest of the guides to come through and to speak that knowledge through. Wow. So when you do that little pour of the salt water, it just clears the aura. Because we're not just this physical body. We are the emotional body, energetic body, mental body, and spiritual body. We have all those very subtler layers than the physical body, and we need to be able to cleanse, and salt water does that. So that's an amazing thing. You can also make a wonderful pure extra virgin olive oil with sea salt and make a scrub, and you can do the same thing. Scrub your whole body, especially the back of your neck and your whole body, and then take a nice hot shower. And then the last thing, if you have a bathtub, a whole 5-pound bag of Epsom salts. That's one of my favorite things.
Amazing
to do.
For cancer detox too. I always tell that to my women, my goddesses, like, because I'm a big detox person.
Yeah,
I'm on day 6 of a fast.
Yes, I can't
water
believe
fast.
It. I don't even know how she survived. I can't do that.
Yes, you can. You confess with us.
I'll just be sneaking.
But no, no.
I won't do that.
No, trust me, you're gonna whole other.
No. If I'm in that field,
you're
I will
literally
do it.
on top of a mountain, man. You are freaking one.
Basically,
you're one with nature. You're one with all humans. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience.
Example
and
right
animals,
here. She is definitely one.
and plants, and you're just at one, man. You just at one. Okay, so I want to fast with you with it. Okay. Anyway, detox. Yes, Epsom salts, amazing. Yes. What else? Anything else?
Definitely coming into certain practices in yoga, we do breathing exercises like Kapalabhati and bellows breath, and we pump the belly. So things that are undigested, and we're not just talking about food, we are talking about the energy experiences, the things that we've gone through in our lives. That's also undigested. And in this day and age, there is all sorts of things that are not digested because we're swiping, scrolling. There's a lot of information we're getting. We're getting a lot of information, and we are not digesting enough for us to not have that in our field. And we don't want that in our field. If you are a yogi or someone who wants to be in, maybe a higher consciousness or a way to be in connection with source and your own self, your soul self with source, then for sure you would want to do some of these pranayams in order to cleanse out so that you can be in your full embodied self.
So when someone is depleted and they're done. You know, you see this with nurses a lot. You see this with practitioners. They just are just burnt. Social workers who just carry a tremendous amount of others' energy that has depleted their own life and made their own personal relationships problematic. How does one recover from that, especially if they're not necessarily in the yoga community, or how do you guide them to that kind of healing? Because it's really an epidemic in our culture.
Yeah.
And it's stress is the root of all disease. Food addiction. I'm a food addict. I joined a food addiction program when I was 24, and I haven't had flour and sugar in 21 years. And I haven't had caffeine or alcohol or drugs, because addiction is addiction. But what causes addiction is inherent stress and anxiety, and because you want to reach for something. I want to reach for food. I want to reach for sex. I want to reach for whatever you fill in the blank. Technology,
right?
social
Whatever
media,
will make me feel.
whatever fills that void.
Yeah.
But how?
But that's what we're used to. So that's what.
How do you do that if someone is not in that enlightenment state where they're finding yoga and meditate, and they're not here at the Berkshire Yoga Festival? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how does the average Joe find their path?
You take time off, and it is actually absolutely imperative.
What if they can't?
That you
they
take
financially.
time off.
What if they can't financially?
On the weekends, on your day off, you do nothing. You do nothing. You do the bath. You gotta take time off. You can't buy into that driving all the time is the way to live. You need to take those moments, even if it's 5 minutes, to come back into yourself. And here's a simple thing: is take one hand to your heart and one to your diaphragm, and just say, put your timer on for 5 minutes, and just come into connection with your breath. It's a very simple yet hard thing to do for us. But if you can give yourself just those 5 minutes of being here, and if you can, then also take longer time off. Get your vacations. Come to Costa Rica. Let us love you up. Let us nurture you, is literally what we're doing. We work with all sorts of powerful people that are in high level stress jobs, nurses, doctors, physicians, lawyers, judges, professors of universities. They're coming to us, and they're not people that usually take time off for themselves. But this is what we must learn now. We cannot keep driving. We can't believe what culture taught us, the culture that we grew up in, the society. That drive is not healthy. So if we keep driving, you're going to drive yourself down into the grave, into the earth, and return to that.
Well said.
So
yes.
If I could say anything, is like, if you've got 5 minutes, do that. If you've got longer that you can really create and give to yourself, I hear all sorts of excuses. I hear things like, oh, when I have the time, I will do. But when you are at that point, I hate to say it, but we see it time and time. It's too late. We see it time and time again. Yeah. So what I could say to you is, please take time off.
I think about it every time I drive by a cemetery. I think I could be there right now, but I'm here. I'm only here for a little second that the universe has me here. But like, I have this moment. I have life. How do I want to live? If this is my last day, how do I want to live?
And what's your answer to that?
I'm living. I'm doing what I'm here, right? I'm in nature. I connect with people. I'm in a recovery for addiction. Like, I help people with cancer. I almost died, and like, I'm so grateful for that experience. I know that sounds kind of intense, but I was on hospice You know, I was on a wheelchair, you know, just in 2023, I couldn't walk. And now I'm doing yoga again. Like, it's just a gift. And my meaning in life is I'm not here for the money, man. I'm here for the connection. I'm here to help people with a pure heart. And that is my purpose. And everyone should find their why. Why? What gets you up in the morning? Is it your job? Is it the money? What is it? What is your soul telling you? We need to find that to live.
There was a mosquito. I got it. But I heard you.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you teach that. You teach that, you know, embodiment of living and really being alive. And what does that mean? It's so individual. It's so individual. So people have to find that for themselves.
Yeah.
And the best place to start, as you said, just getting quiet, connecting with your higher power, connecting to your God. And it doesn't have to be dogmatic. You don't have to say, oh, I'm sitting in meditation on top of a hill. No, I mean, just
dance first, because
yes,
the thing is,
yes,
dance,
I love
move,
that you integrated that
and
today.
shake your body,
Yes.
vibrate, scream
Yes.
a little bit, and then go
Yes.
into meditation. Because if you just
but
go
don't
into
even use
meditation,
that word, because that scares
go into
people.
quiet, go to
quiet time,
just like
time.
breathing
Yes.
time. Yeah.
Breathing time, because meditation scares a lot.
Just let me give you my definition of meditation.
Yeah.
You're hanging out with your own breath, and you're just hanging. You're
Yes.
looking at a tree.
Yes, it's mindfulness.
This is me meditating right now.
You know, I work with a very probably one of the most famous psychologists living right now. Her name is Dr. Ellen Langer out of Harvard University. I'm part of her mindfulness lab. And I've learned that for her, meditation is not mindfulness, but mindfulness is a way to get to there from meditative experience. So that is the goal, because when you're in meditation, oftentimes your mind is wandering, right? But that's our job, is to train the mind. Like a dog on a leash, we train the mind, and the mind barks here, the mind barks here. But then every time you show up, it's like a muscle. You have to work the muscle. It gradually becomes more mindful. And that's why people say, isn't mindfulness meditation? No. And she's very clear about that. So it's a day at a time. It's one, if you can just sit quietly and observe your crazy ass head for 5 minutes, you've done your work. You're building that muscle. It's like fasting. I did 67 days of fasting to heal my brain cancer. And then you don't just do that overnight. You have to train for the marathon. The marathon of enlightenment, the marathon of awareness, the marathon of XYZ, you know? So just show up one day at a time, one moment at a time, and you're going to start to relieve that anxiety and that stress and become more mindful. Because when you're mindless and you're just like letting all the world like dump upon you, then that's when disease happens, and stress and anxiety.
So one thing I'll just say on this to complete here, in many cultures, there is siestas built into the lifestyle.
Wait, what did you say?
Siestas.
Oh, yes.
So
siesta.
the afternoon is like sitting under a tree. There's no phones.
Yeah.
There's hammock time. They're lying in a hammock. They're just breathing. And in India, where my family's from, also.
What part of India?
Punjab. Okay. My family's from Punjab. Right. They'll just like sit like this. This is their siesta. They're sitting open like this, just having a rest. And so the invitation for you is find whatever posture. My favorite posture now in my life is I've got this piece of foam in front of my couch, and I lie on that and I put my legs on the couch. So I'm in this 90 degrees with my feet or my legs, and I'm resting there. And I'll do about, on a good day, I can get 2 or 3 of those, 5 minute to 10 minute each time. So if you can just build that into your lifestyle, go sit under a tree, put your phone away for a second, 5 minutes, and just be with yourself, be with your breath, and be with the tree. Just practice it, see what happens.
Okay, vamos.
To support in that oming signal, the homing signal, to tune out to who? To what? To all those allies, support team, the seen and the unseen, the devas, the devis, the archangels, angels, divine beings of the highest vibration of benefic love and light. We are opening up our space. So simultaneously, it's clearing any of the unconscious, any debris that we've picked up, and it's opening up to being the channel. So exhale everything. We're gonna start with our alms. Inhale. So much, but
Thank you for listening to episode 32 of The Cancer Goddess and Hemalayaa from Embodied Costa Rica. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and don't forget to subscribe.